Rolling, and here we go. Clap. So, my glasses. Shoot. All right, got them. Hey everybody, Chris here from It's Mead Made, and I'm not going to waste much time getting into the meat of this video since you've seen the title and it's pretty self-explanatory. But I do want to give you a quick rundown of how the format of this video is going to run. I'm going to give you a brief intro of these 3D printing websites, the pricing models, the content warnings, and some of my personal pros and cons. Another thing that this is not an exhaustive list, but it's a list that I have personally used over time and have experience with. So let's go ahead and get started. So I figured I might as well get the big one out of the way, and that is Thingiverse. Now, this is one of the most well-known and one of the oldest platforms when it comes to getting your 3D printed files. With over 2.5 million models, Thingiverse caters to everyone. Now, when it comes to the models on Thingiverse, they are all free. So now let's just go ahead and get into the pros. The pros, well, the biggest one here is everything's free, folks. That is a big one on my list. And it has over 2.5 million models. That means there is really just about something for everyone. And I personally like the makes section because this is where you can go in and see people that have actually 3D printed these models. And you can see if it actually prints well. Now, this is something I'm always looking at because if a model doesn't have a lot of 3D printed makes, then it might not be a very good model to 3D print. But on the other hand of that, it might just be a newer model and people just haven't 3D printed it yet. Now let's go ahead and jump into the cons. Now, the quality of models is the big one because there's a lot of inconsistency due to some of the inexperience of modelers uploading their designs. Because some models just might not be really good at 3D printing. The other thing is there's just a lot of ads, and sometimes it can just get really annoying as a user. Now, the last con is you will randomly find not safe for work content, and there is really no way of filtering this out. So if you have kids searching on Thingiverse, you might be a little cautious of that. Now we have CG Trader. This is one of the largest 3D modeling marketplaces, and it was originally focused for professional grade models for industries like gaming and VR. But now it offers over 2.1 million models for 3D printing catered for both professionals and hobbyists. Now, when it comes to CG Trader, you will find models that are free as well as ones you have to pay for. Now, another thing is they offer significant sales on their website because this is huge discounts most of the time, making it worth waiting for deals. And one unique thing is designers can actually sell their models, they can connect with clients, and they can offer custom design work, making it a really versatile program that's really tailored for 3D models. Now, when we're talking about cons, the site is not specifically focused on 3D printing. Some models are designed for other industries, and it's difficult to print. So just be cautious and make sure you're in the 3D printing section. Now, the cost can be high as some artists price their models on the more expensive side, especially for those professional grade works of art. And lastly, there is not safe for work content on this site, so you can actually filter it out, but I have noticed it really doesn't do that great of a job. So if you have kids, just kind of keep this in mind. All right, I'm sure everyone has at least come across this one once. And this is Yeggy. Yeggy is a little bit different because it's actually a 3D model search engine. And what it does is pull data from multiple 3D printing communities and marketplaces. Now, this can be a real go-to platform when you're trying to find 3D printable files. It is offering one of the largest indexes in the 3D model search space. Now, since this is really just a kind of a search engine, you don't really buy or get models for free here, but you will find some models you're going to have to pay for, some models you're going to be able to get for free. Now, when it really comes to the pros of Yeggy, it allows you to search across multiple 3D model sites, making it a convenient one-stop shop solution. Now let's get into the cons. This site it's very spammy. There is a lot of ads and it can be quite annoying sometimes. Another thing is, even if you know the exact name of the model you're looking for, sometimes you might not be able to find it on there. I found that the search it's not absolutely perfect, but it does a decent job. And depending on the search that you're actually looking at, you could pop up some not safe for work content, so you can't really filter that out either, so just be cautious of that. All right, now we have My Mini Factory. Now, My Mini Factory is a community-driven platform offering guaranteed 3D printable models. It helps creators with their work through stores, tribes, and frontier program. And My Mini Factory caters to both hobbyists and professionals with a huge collection of high-quality 3D printable models. Now, the models on My Mini Factory are both free and paid. Now, when we get into the pros of My Mini Factory, I'm just going to say that it is a fantastic program if you're into Dungeons & Dragons, because they have hundreds of thousands of miniatures for printing when it comes to Dungeons & Dragons. That's just a personal favorite of mine. Another great thing is they have a review process that ensures high-quality models, so you know what you're getting, well-crafted 3D models for printing. And another amazing thing that I absolutely love about My Mini Factory is models are saved to your personal library, helping you save on your own hard drive space. And it keeps everything organized on their platform, so you can just go back to it and download it again and print it. So moving into the cons, while there are free models on this site, but most of them I've found are through giveaways from artists, and the majority of models on there, they require you to purchase them. They're not expensive, but it's harder to find free models. And like most of the other sites, they also have not safe for work models. You can't filter it out either, so you might just keep this in mind if you have kids that are searching on there. So let's move into the next one, and that is Threading. Threading is an online marketplace where you can buy, sell, and exchange 3D models. It connects creators with printer owners, offering low commissions, making it accessible for freelance designers. Now, you can get both free models and paid models on Threading. Now, when it comes to the pros, there are plenty of free models available on here, and the paid models, I think, are pretty reasonably priced. And another thing, this is a really great site if you're really into scale models like cars. They have a strong selection of model car designs and other things on here. So, when it comes to the cons, while it's not as bad as Thingiverse, there is still a number of low-quality models on this site, so you just kind of got to be cautious. Now, the platform does have a huge selection, but it doesn't have a lot of those big trending models on their site that is really popular in the 3D printing community. So if you're looking for what's trending, this might not be the best site for you. And when it comes to not safe for work content, this site has some as well. There is a way to filter it, but I'll tell you, it's really not that great. Okay, so the next one we've got is Cults 3D. Cults 3D is an independent marketplace for 3D printable designs, CNC machining, and laser cutting. With over 1.5 million models, it connects designers with makers. And they also have promotional deals on printers and accessories. Now, when it comes to the models on Cults 3D, you can get them for free, and they also have some that you can buy. Now, when it comes to the pros, this big one for me is Cults 3D. It's really just a great platform to find trending and popular models. And this is where you can find really what's in demand right now in the 3D printing community. Now, paid models are generally, I will say, reasonably priced, offering a good value for premium designs. And also, Cults 3D has contests each month to help engage artists and just make awesome 3D models. And that's just one of those things that I personally love checking out. And also, they always have a section that highlights what's trending right now. So you can easily go to their site and see what's being printed and what is really popular at the moment. Now, when it comes to the cons of Cults 3D, like other platforms, you may encounter some subpar models that either might not be visually appealing or they just might be poor models to 3D print. Now, when it comes to not safe for work content, just be aware that there is a section called Naughties. And this section is just flat out not appropriate for kids. So let's talk about Pinshape. It is a community marketplace for 3D printable models. It offers an easy-to-use platform for designers and makers, encouraging interactions and knowledge sharing where users can explore, download, and sell their own 3D models. Now, Pinshape, you can get stuff for free. You can also pay for certain models. And getting into the pros, there are many free models available on this site. And to me, it kind of has like that Thingiverse feel to it. Now, PenShape has a really good not safe for work filter, allowing users to hide any adult content easily. So, what about the cons? The cons are, if you're searching for those big trending models, you're likely not going to find it on this platform. Also, ads on this site can be a little bit annoying at times, though there is an abundance of free models, and that makes it kind of less of a drawback. I don't know. For me, I'm willing to go through a lot of ads to be able to get some free stuff. So next, let's talk about Thangs. Thangs is a fast-growing 3D model community with over 2.4 million models. It enables designers, engineers, and 3D printing enthusiasts to share, search, collaborate on all of these different 3D printing designs. Thangs supports creators through a membership system, offering exclusive content to fans. So you can actually become a member of a certain creator and get that content that they put out. Now, on this site, you can get free models and paid models. So let's get into the pros of Thangs. So from my understanding, when artists post new models, it's typically free for the first week. After that, the artist can decide whether it remains free or it becomes a paid model inside their membership. So if you like an artist, you can become a member and get access to all of the models, and you're also supporting them. Now, I would say most of the models on Thangs are high-quality designs and designed specifically for 3D printing, as many artists actually test print their designs before they even share it. So when it comes to the cons, I would say some artists, they don't upload as frequently as others. So if you want to become a member just to get those models every single month, you might want to check the release schedule and see how often they put out models. And the last con is, while there are a lot of free models, many of the most desirable ones I've at least found are the ones that you've got to be in the membership or you just got to pay for. Okay, so now we have printables. Printables, man, it's awesome. So it is developed by Prusa Research, offering a large collection of high-quality, open-sourced 3D printable models. Now, this is really popular among Prusa users. The platform serves both hobbyists and professionals, making it a trusted resource in the 3D printing community. Now, you can get both free models and paid models. So when it comes to the pros, there are a ton of high-quality models on this site. While it's not as big as Thingiverse, the quality is significantly better. Another pro is Printables, along with other sites, frequently host contests to engage the community. It's just a great spot to see what artists have created for these contests. Now, the last pro is I have found no not safe for work content on here. This is safe for kids because it ensures that it's just a family-friendly environment. So if you have little ones and you want them to search on printables, go for it. All right, so now let's get into the cons of printables. I don't have any. None. Because printables is really just a great platform. It's easy to navigate, it has no ads, and it has some of the biggest artists hosting their work on there. It's truly just a really solid site to get any type of 3D printed model. Next is STLFlix. Now, this one is a little different because it is a subscription-based platform offering a diverse library of 3D printed models, including articulating models, home decor, collectibles, and even cosplay props. Now, this site really can appeal to hobbyists and makers with a continuously expanding collection of customized designs. Now, when it comes to paid or free, it's subscription, so it's just like, Netflix, because STLFlix. You just pay monthly. Now, I know right when they got started, they were offering lifetime access for a certain high rate, and I paid for that, and now I have full lifetime access. But I looked around, and I couldn't see if they actually offered that anymore, but it might be something to kind of dig a little deeper on. So when it comes to the pros, once you're subscribed, you have, like I said, full access to every single file, and everything they have you can download with no additional cost. Now, another cool thing is they frequently released themed models around holidays. So recently, their Halloween collection just dropped, and they're continually putting out more things for Halloween as the weeks progress. And another big thing that I think I absolutely should mention is every single model on there has been tested and 3D printed. It's helpful to actually physically see prints rather than just renders, and I know that's pretty common on a lot of the other sites, but all of their stuff, they're showing the real prints. And also, each model design specifies whether it's optimized for FDM or resin printing, which I think is pretty sweet. Now let's jump into the cons. Now, the site, sometimes it loads really slow, which I find just frustrating. And another thing is, the Netflix-style layout is fitting to their theme, STL Flicks, but the large thumbnails can make scrolling through models a bit cumbersome. Just smaller thumbnails would make browsing on this site so much easier, or a toggle to like, hey, here's small little icons instead of seeing these big panels of all of the prints. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about MakerWorld. Now, MakerWorld is a 3D model sharing platform that emphasizes community protection and creators' rights. It offers features like cloud slicing, filament substitution, and it integrates well with Bamboo Studio print profiles, and offering a reward system for users. Now, all of the models on here are free. So that being said, let's talk about the pros. All of the models are high quality, ensuring you're getting a great 3D printing experience. Now, the site is designed for Bamboo printer owners, allowing users to either directly print from the app or easily open models in Bamboo Studio on your computer. There's also a lot of pre-painted models available for printing in color with an AMS, which is a huge advantage for Bamboo users. So MakerWorld also frequently has contests for 3D artists, encouraging modelers to continue creating great high-quality models. Now, when we're talking about the cons, I know you're probably thinking, like, it's Bamboo focused. Even though the platform is focused for Bamboo users, you can still download models and print them on other 3D printers. So to me, it's not really a con, it's more an extra pro if you have a Bamboo printer. And also, just like printables, I find it a site that I go to a lot because it's a good site. All right, so now let's talk about the last two places. And they're really non-typical places to find models, or at least most people think they are if you're not familiar with the 3D printing community. And I find myself going to these two places quite often. Now, the first one, Etsy. Now, Etsy is a popular marketplace for handmade goods, but it's also a go-to destination for 3D printing enthusiasts. Now, independent creators can sell custom 3D printed designs, including figurines, miniatures, home decor, cosplay props. I mean, you name it. All you gotta do is look on Etsy and you could probably find what you're looking for. Now, all of the models, unfortunately, on Etsy are all paid. You have to buy them. So let's talk about the pros. Now, Etsy, I've got to say, they actually offer a wide variety of unique and custom 3D printable models, which many of these you might not be able to find on some of these other marketplaces we've already talked about. And I must say, many creators on Etsy are highly skilled and offer beautifully crafted models for specific niches. Let's say Dungeons & Dragons. There are a ton of beautiful minis on Etsy, as well as cosplay and even home decor stuff. And another thing that's pretty cool is buyers can directly support independent artists and communicate directly with them. And you can even reach out to some artists and ask for some custom designs or modifications to the models that they've made. And also, getting digital downloads on Etsy is super easy, and it allows you to download your files immediately and get printing. So let's talk about cons. When it comes to the cons for me, I think the biggest thing is the prices can significantly vary between models. Some are really expensive, and then others are pretty, conventional in pricing when it comes to other 3D printable marketplaces. And also, Etsy isn't exclusive to 3D models, so you might have to dig to find exactly what you're looking for. I always recommend adding the word STL to the end of whatever you're searching. And also, the quality of models can vary too, so you might want to just check the ratings before you purchase anything on Etsy. Now, the next one is the place that is usually at the top of my list when people are looking for recommendations on places to support artists and get high-quality models, and that is Patreon. And Patreon is a subscription-based service where fans can support creators in exchange for some exclusive content. Many modelers offer high-quality, unique 3D printable printable models to their patrons, and they can release stuff monthly in themed bundles that in most cases, but it's really a cool place. Now, all of the models on Patreon are paid because it's a subscription. You're subscribing to support an artist, and in turn, that artist will give you models for free. So let's talk about the pros. Patrons get exclusive access to high-quality 3D printable models that aren't available anywhere else. Because typically I've found that a lot of these artists will put them out, give them to their patrons, and then they'll hold on to them for a month and then release them. So you actually get early access to some of these models. Now that's not the case for everybody, but there's been quite a few artists that I follow that's what they're doing now. And also many 3D artists release special models or collections every single month, giving you fresh new content to print regularly. And also I found by supporting an artist, you can often receive more than just models, such as behind the scenes content, tutorials, early access to new designs, and even get to vote on what's going to be made for the next month. Now, one thing that I've noticed with Patreon is many creators are consistent and they put out a regular release of content every single month. But some post, let's just say, less frequently. So it's important to check out how active the creator is before subscribing, because if you're just in it to get those models and you're not getting them, it might be not the right choice for you. And one thing that I've noticed people sometimes get upset by is you want a specific model, so you're supporting this artist so you can get it. And it might not be available right away. And that's why a lot of the creators have switched to a voting system. That way it's kind of making it fair for everybody. So now that we're talking about Patreon, I have just got to say thank you. Thank you to all of these amazing people for supporting me on Patreon this month. If you want to be like these awesome people, you can get exclusive access to my private Discord servers where we talk about 3D printing, painting, and even where to find some awesome models like I've been discussing in this video. So I just wanted to say thank you again, and we're going to jump back to the video. The 3D printing community is growing every single day, and there are just so many resources at our fingertips now. So I hope this helps you discover some new favorites along your 3D printing journey. Now remember, this community is all about sharing, learning, and creating together. So be sure to check out these sites, support the designers, and just keep contributing to the world of 3D printing by sharing what you actually print. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I wish you a great day, and I'll go ahead and see you over here in this video.